that the surest way to bring the hostages home is to achieve a total military victory in Gaza. Well, with me now is Mohamed Taha from BBC Arabic. Mohamed, thank you for joining us. So there is growing international warnings about that planned operation in Rafah. What is Lord Cameron and the other leaders saying?
Indeed, Lord Cameron said on a social media post that he is deeply concerned about the prospect of a military offense in Rafah. He said the priority must be given to an immediate pause in the fighting to get aid and hostages out, then progress towards a sustainable and permanent ceasefire. So this is what Lord Cameron said. An operation in Rafah, as the aid agencies saying, will be a disaster for 1.5 million people living in Rafah. The aid agencies saying that an offense on Rafah would be one of the most dangerous military action in anywhere in the world in our modern history. Now Rafah, a city with tents, with refugees, has got the most dense population in the whole world. The aid agencies saying that they cannot protect civilians, and moving civilians from Rafah is impossible to happen. But apparently the Israeli military took the decision to make a ground offense on Rafah, which is really dangerous.
Yes, so Benjamin Netanyahu says he's asked the military to be able to get civilians out. Where could they go in Gaza?
This is the 1 million question, Nikki. Nobody knows what is the Israeli plan for that. Israel now has a military presence in Gaza, and aid agencies are saying that they should look after the civilians in Gaza. They should provide them with medical care. They should provide them with shelter. They should look after them as a force inside Gaza. But all the talk now is directed towards Egypt, because Rafah is bordering Egypt. Egypt is really taking a firm position that the Palestinians shouldn't be displaced inside Egypt, because this is meaning that they wouldn't return back to Gaza again. And they sent tens of tanks to intensify the military presence with the borders of Egypt and military personnel. We do not know where 1,500,000 people would be moved from Rafah to allow this military action to happen.
And briefly, Mr. Netanyahu, who also under pressure from the families of the hostages to get them out.
Indeed, the families of the hostages are saying Israel should do whatever they can and pay whatever price they should pay for these hostages to get out. Most of these hostages are military personnel, Israeli military personnel, and there are calls for Benjamin Netanyahu even to resign to allow this exchange of prisoners to happen.
Mohamed Taha from BBC Arabic, thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you.
To the US next, and the White House has